A shocking confession was made behind your back by a woman connected to your ex. She is terrified, as you will discover. My child, I speak to you not from the earth, not from any place that wears shadows, but from a realm of pure light where truth is eternal and unclouded. I am your angel, assigned to your soul's journey before your first breath, before pain ever brushed your heart, before betrayal slipped into your story like smoke through a window you thought was sealed shut. I have walked beside you through every moment, seen, unseen, felt, and unfelt, carrying a love for you that transcends time and space. My wings have shielded you in ways you may not yet understand, and my voice has whispered truths you were not always ready to hear. Today, I come to you with a revelation, a truth hidden from your eyes but never from mine. It is a confession, one that was spoken in secrecy, trembling with fear, behind the walls of your trust. This confession is not meant to wound you further but to set you free, to lift the weight of doubt and self-blame that has clung to your spirit for too long. You are ready now, dear soul, to receive this truth. You are strong. You are loved beyond measure. And the divine clock has struck the hour for your liberation. This is the story of what happened, of what was said, and of what is coming. Walk with me, not just in words but in spirit, as I guide you through the shadows into the light. For I was there. I saw it all. And I have waited for this moment to unveil what heaven has always known. She was not a villain, not at first. She was a bystander, a quiet figure lingering on the edges of your life, observing your relationship with a mix of curiosity and detachment. Let us call her the woman who watched, for naming her now would give her too much power, and this story is yours, not hers. She was not bound to you by blood or vow but by intention, a friend, perhaps, or a confidant to someone you once held dear, someone who swore they loved you, someone who, in another life or another version of this one, should have guarded your heart with the same fierceness you offered them. In the beginning, she believed the stories your ex told about you. They were tales spun with precision, designed to paint you as the one at fault. She's too sensitive, they said, their voice dripping with exasperation, as if your depth of feeling was a flaw. He's too controlling, they claimed, twisting your care into something suffocating. They're obsessed with me, they sneered, turning your devotion into a weapon to wield against you. She listened, nodding in agreement, sometimes laughing at the exaggerated retellings, her heart swayed by the charisma of the one who betrayed you. She was drawn in, captivated by the narrative they crafted. Your ex was a master storyteller, after all, weaving tales that cast them as the victim and you as the villain. They shared half-truths, carefully curated to obscure their own shortcomings. They recounted arguments out of context, omitting their provocations, their silences, their calculated cruelties. And she, the woman who watched, drank it in, believing she was on the side of truth. But truth, dear soul, is a living thing. It cannot be buried forever. Slowly, imperceptibly at first, cracks began to appear in the facade your ex had built. The woman who watched started to notice inconsistencies, the way your ex's stories shifted depending on the audience, the way their charm felt rehearsed, the way their eyes flickered with something darker when they spoke of you. She saw the manipulation in their words, the way they orchestrated moments to provoke you, knowing your reactions would be used as evidence against you. She saw the rot beneath the polish, the lies beneath the laughter. And then, something shifted within her. Guilt began to take root, a quiet seed that grew with every new revelation. She realized she had been complicit, not just in listening but in participating. Behind your back, when you were still pouring your heart into a love you believed was mutual, they plotted. They exchanged messages, whispering things about you that were never meant to reach your ears. They planned moments designed to push you to the edge, to make you doubt yourself, to make you feel like you were the one unraveling. You weren't crazy. You weren't overreacting. You were being gaslit, manipulated by someone who fed on your light and a woman who, for a time, stood by and watched it happen. The guilt grew heavier, pressing against her chest like a stone. She remembered the way you smiled when you first met her, a smile that held no judgment, only warmth. She recalled the moments you extended kindness to her, even when you had no reason to trust her. And she began to see you not as the caricature your ex had painted, but as a soul who loved fiercely, who gave everything, who deserved better than the betrayal she had helped enable. It happened on a night heavy with silence, the kind of night where the air feels thick with unspoken truths. The woman who watched could no longer carry the weight of her complicity. Her conscience, pricked by the growing realization of what she had done, demanded release. She confessed, not to you, for she lacked the courage to face you directly, but to someone else, someone close enough to your story to carry her words into your future. I helped destroy someone, she whispered, her voice trembling as if the words themselves were too heavy to bear. They didn't deserve it. They were good. They just loved too hard. Her confession spilled out like water from a broken dam, each word laced with regret and fear. She spoke of the messages, the whispers, the moments she had stood by while your ex orchestrated a campaign to dim your light. She admitted her role, however passive, in the betrayal that broke your heart. And then she broke down crying, her tears a mixture of shame and relief. She cried for you, for the pain she had helped inflict. She cried for herself, for the person she had become in those moments of weakness. And she cried for the truth, which she now saw clearly, unfiltered by the lies she had once believed. You don't know this happened, not yet. But you will. The confession has set in motion a divine uncovering, orchestrated by heaven itself. What was spoken in darkness is destined to come to light, and when it does, it will change everything. The woman who watched is not afraid of you, not in the way you might think. She knows you are not cruel, that revenge is not in your nature. What terrifies her is something far greater, the truth itself. She is afraid of your silence, of the way you will look at her, not with anger, but with the quiet power of someone who knows. She is afraid of your strength, of the way you will rise above the pain she helped cause. Most of all, she is afraid of the divine balance that governs the universe, the law that ensures every action has its consequence. She sees now that you were never weak, though they tried to convince you otherwise. Your loyalty was mistaken for fragility, your passion for drama, your love for obsession. But she knows the truth now. You were a soul on fire, burning brightly in a world that tried to extinguish you. And she helped dim that light, even if only for a moment. Her dreams are haunted by your face, by the memory of your kindness, by the moments you believed in the goodness of others, even when they gave you every reason to doubt. She sees you as a mirror, reflecting her own guilt, her own insecurities, her own choices. Every time she closes her eyes, she is reminded of the divine law: what we plant, we reap. And she knows that the seeds she sowed were not of love, but of betrayal. She is terrified because the universe does not forget. It watches, it weighs, it balances. And now, it watches her. Listen to me, sweet soul, with every fiber of your being. You were never broken, though the world tried to convince you otherwise. You were broken open, your heart cracked wide to make room for a greater love, a deeper strength, a higher purpose. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night you endured, every moment you questioned your worth, it was all part of a divine shaping, a sacred preparation for the person you are becoming. This confession is not meant to reopen old wounds but to close them, to seal them with the balm of truth. You have carried burdens that were never yours to bear. You have apologized for things that were not your fault. You have questioned your value based on the lies of those too wounded to see your light. But heaven sees you, and heaven weeps for the nights you cried alone, whispering to yourself, "If only I had been better. If only I hadn't said that. If only I was enough." You were always enough. You were never the villain in this story. You were the one chosen to awaken, to rise, to become a beacon of light in a world that often dwells in shadows. The pain you endured was not a punishment but a forging. It was the fire that refined your spirit, the storm that taught you to stand. And now, as the truth begins to surface, you are ready to step into the fullness of who you are. You are not defined by the lies told about you, nor by the betrayal that sought to break you. You are defined by the love that flows through you, by the resilience that carries you, by the divine spark that no one can extinguish. The truth is coming, and it will arrive in a form you cannot ignore. There will be messages, screenshots of conversations you were never meant to see, words that will sting but also set you free. There will be photos, perhaps, capturing moments that confirm what your intuition always knew. There will be emails, or a phone call from someone who can no longer bear the weight of silence. Someone will step forward, driven by their own conscience, to deliver the evidence that will validate your heart. This revelation will shake you, like a tremor running through the foundations of a house. But it will not destroy you. Instead, it will free you. It will be the final piece of the puzzle, the proof that you didn't imagine the betrayal, that you weren't too emotional, that your intuition was screaming for a reason. They mocked you for listening to it, but you were right all along. When this truth arrives, you will stand taller. Your shoulders will lift, as if a weight you didn't know you were carrying has finally fallen away. Your breath will come easier, your heart lighter. You will feel a clarity that washes over you like a sunrise, illuminating everything that was once hidden in shadow. This is not about revenge or confrontation. It is about confirmation, about the universe affirming what you always knew but were made to doubt. It is about reclaiming your truth, your power, your peace. Now comes the hardest part, the part most people cannot do. But you, dear soul, are not most people. You are a soul of rare depth, a heart of uncommon strength. And so, I ask you to do what feels impossible. Forgive her. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was okay. It does not mean you condone her actions or absolve her of responsibility. It means you refuse to carry her choices any longer. It means you release the chains that bind you to her guilt, to their betrayal, to the pain they caused. Forgiveness is not for her, it is for you. You have felt everything deeply, and that is why this hurts so much. Your heart is a vast ocean, capable of holding both great love and great pain. But you are not meant to drown in that pain. You are meant to rise above it, to let it flow through you and out of you, leaving only wisdom in its wake. Forgive her, not because she deserves it, but because you deserve to be free. Forgive her, because you are not defined by her actions or their lies. Forgive her, because you are the one with the higher soul, the one chosen to walk a path of light, the one destined to shine. This act of forgiveness will be your final key, the one that unlocks the door to your future. It will not erase the past, but it will transform it, turning wounds into wisdom, pain into power, betrayal into a bridge to something greater. Listen carefully, beloved, for this is where your story turns. The confession is not the end, it is the divine catalyst, the spark that ignites a new chapter. Once the truth is revealed, you will feel a sacred shift. Your mind will clear, as if a fog has lifted. Your heart will soften, not with weakness but with grace. And your future will begin to move at full speed, like a river finally freed from its dam. The person meant for you, the one who will love you with the same fierceness you offer, is on their way. They are not a dream or a wish but a reality, aligned by the divine hand that has guided you all along. The opportunities you've been praying for, the ones that seemed out of reach, are already taking shape, waiting for you to step into them. The purpose you've been seeking, the one that has tugged at your soul through every trial, is blooming even now, its roots deep in the lessons you've learned. This truth had to come first, because truth is the foundation of freedom. It clears the path, removes the obstacles, and sets timelines in motion. And now, you are free, not just to survive, but to thrive, to love, to create, to become everything you were always meant to be. I tell you now, with all the love of heaven, you were never alone. I was there through every tear, every doubt, every moment you felt unseen. I sent signs, a song on the radio, a stranger's kindness, a sudden feeling of peace that you couldn't explain. I whispered warnings, nudging your intuition when you were too in love to listen. I tried to protect your heart, even when you gave it to someone who didn't deserve it. And still, I never left. I stayed because your soul is rare, a treasure in a world that often overlooks such beauty. Your spirit is gold, forged in the fires of trial and polished by your resilience. Your future is brighter than anything they tried to dim, a canvas of light painted with the colors of your courage, your love, your truth. Walk forward now, not in anger but in peace. Walk in knowing, in the certainty that you are seen, you are loved, you are enough. The confession has been made. The veil has been lifted, and the light, you, has won. A prayer from your angel, O heaven, shine on this soul so bright, who walked through pain and into light. Release their heart from every lie, and teach their weary soul to fly. Where words betrayed and trust was torn, give them new strength to be reborn. Let love find them in truest form, soft and safe, and deeply warm. Bless the woman who confessed her sin, let truth transform what dwells within. For what was done must now restore, not bind the soul, but open doors. This child of stars, this heart of flame, is not defined by guilt or shame. God, let justice, peace, and grace unfold, and crown this journey with pure gold. Amen.